As the 35th African Cup of Nations approaches, it is time to remember the continent's true football royalty. Today, we look at nations whose histories in the tournament are defined by dominant eras, legendary squads, and repeated triumphs. Out of over 50 footballing nations in Africa, only 7 have managed to win the AFCON more than once. And when you look closely at these 7, their achievements tell the story of African football itself, its evolution, its rivalries, and its unforgettable moments. Let's begin from the top. When it comes to AFCON success, Egypt are the undisputed kings. With 7 AFCON titles, won in 1957, 1959, 1986, 1998, 2006, 2008, and 2010, the Pharaohs sit comfortably at the top of the continent's football hierarchy. Aside from winning the maiden edition in 1957, their historic three-peat between 2006 and 2010 remains one of the greatest achievements in international football. Interesting. The Pharaohs have played in 10 AFCON finals, the most of any nation, and have a 70% title winning record. From the Mahmoud El Gohari generation to the iconic Mohamed Aboutrika era, Egypt has repeatedly reinvented itself while staying ruthlessly consistent on the AFCON stage. The thought on everyone's mind is whether an Egypt side led by Mohamed Salah will bounce back from the 2021 disappointment and reclaim their status as the supreme African team. Just behind Egypt stand the indomitable Lions of Cameroon, winners of 5 AFCON titles in 1984, 1988, 2000, 2002, and 2017. Cameroon's reputation wasn't built on one golden era. It spans decades, from the firebrand leadership of Roger Milla in the 80s to Samuel Eto'o's inspired triumphs of the early 2000s and the dramatic 2017 comeback win on home soil. Cameroon have repeatedly shown the mentality that defines champions. Ghana have lifted AFCON 4 times in 1963, 1965, 1978, and 1982, establishing themselves as one of the most successful nations in the competition. But what makes Ghana's story compelling in the modern football discussion is not even the victories they recorded. It is the long wait since 1982. They've reached quarterfinals, semi-finals, and even finals, but the 5th title remains elusive. Many of the Ghanaian football stars today had not been born when the nation last celebrated AFCON success, and that will be on their minds as the continent converges in Morocco. Ghana have produced some of the continent's finest talents, and their legacy remains as 4-time winners. Up next is Nigeria. Although the Super Falcons have dominated the AFCON by winning 10 titles, the Super Eagles have not been able to replicate that level of dominance in the men's football tournament. Nigeria has played in 8 finals but has only won the AFCON 3 times. They first won in 1980 with Segun Odegbami, then with the iconic 1994 squad, and finally with Stephen Keshe's dominant Eagles in 2013. It is important to say here that they have impressively finished in the top 3 more than any other country. Names like Odegbami, Keshe, Okocha, Yekini, Kanu, Oderinghi, Enyama, and more recently, Victor Osimhen and Ademola Lookman highlight a nation that consistently produces elite footballers. When it comes to AFCON, Nigeria may not have Egypt's 7 titles, but their reliability makes them one of Africa's most respected football giants. Their variants are also multi-time winners with 3 AFCON titles in 1992, 2015, and 2023. Their story is unusually one of patience and redemption. A golden generation with Didier Drogba, Yaya Toure, Gervinho, and Zokora delivered thrilling football for years but nearly missed out on the trophy until their last dance in 2015. Then, in 2023, they pulled off one of the most dramatic tournament runs in AFCON history, going from near elimination to becoming champions on home soil. Frank Kessié got the equalizer in the final against Nigeria before Sebastian Haller delivered the telling touch that confirmed the victory. You simply cannot tell the modern story of African football without mentioning the Ivory Coast. Next, we have Algeria with 2 AFCON titles in 1990 and 2019. Their 2019 victory was particularly impressive. The Algerians conquered Africa with a disciplined and defensive organized team powered by the brilliance of Riyad Mahrez. Mahrez's stoppage-time free-kick goal against Nigeria that confirmed Algeria would play their 3rd ever AFCON final still lingers in the hearts of all who watched the 2019 edition. Algeria's style has evolved over the years, but they remain one of the most technically refined sides on the continent and are capable of beating anyone on their day. Last on our list is the Democratic Republic of Congo. Their identities have evolved from Congo-Kinshasa and Zaire to what we know as DR Congo today. They have won AFCON twice, first in 1968 and again in 1974. Though their last AFCON came decades ago, DR Congo is undoubtedly one of Africa's greats. They were among the early forces of African football, producing powerful sides that competed with the very best. DR Congo remains competitive and unpredictable, with names like Earl Wan-Bissaka, Arthur Maswako, Chancellor Ndemba, Axel Twanzebe, Cedric Bakambu, and Yuan Visa now bolstering their squad. So there you have it, the 7 greats of African football to have actually conquered the continent more than once. As we lead you in this video, if you know anyone passionate about African sports and data, especially women's sports, kindly send them our way. We hope you enjoyed this and can join us in the next video. Remember to like, share, follow or subscribe, and also tell somebody about us. Bye and see you in the next video.